Hello. I always hate how bouncy that is. So sorry, guys. Hello, and good morning. It's Tuesday morning. This is Journalin with a Jewel Design. As you can see, I stole the idea. Lorette, when she shows my kids, really loves having these cover sheets, and I happened to print it because we were having a glitch with the issue. And so I thought, well, I printed it, so let's use it. And you can see my logo and my name. You know who you are, of course, watching. Oh, hope you guys are all having a great day. This is the last week of March. Oh my gosh, I can't believe another month has gone by. And it is Tuesday morning, so hopefully you're watching and loving and enjoying. We are back to the 6 a.m. viewing. I realized my 9 and 12 o'clocks were okay, but weren't the hit I was hoping they were going to be. Apparently, I need to be in the stream with everybody else, or forget it. It's okay. But welcome all of you who are new. Who grabbed on, and I'm hoping I'm still something you were hoping to get, and I'm here and inspiring and encouraging creativity. And welcome from everybody from Lorette, welcome everybody from Gail, and thank you for all my loyal watchers who are still here and are chiming in and catching up when they can. And I'm sorry if this month's new time frames threw you off, because like I said, I had a good day on one, and I had a great number of views within the first 24 hours, and I thought, oh, maybe I found my glitch, or found my rhythm, and it was just a glitch. It was just that one day happened to be the right video at the right time. So we'll go back to the 6 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. That way you guys can catch me first thing in the morning with everybody else that you watch, or watch it later. You know, if it's 9 a.m., whether it's noon, whatever it may be for you, but at least it's there waiting for you when you're ready, instead of you waiting for me. So we can't have that. So today we are going to be doing our usual Tuesday morning reveal, I should say, not review, because they're mine. And we're going to show off the newest digital kit, the last big kit for the month. And we have back to back. Next month, April is going to be a month of digital reveals. Really have a lot to create, a lot to show off to you guys. So every Tuesday and Wednesday, there will be something revealed to you guys, but I don't think there'll be any journal with me's next month. I really need to emphasize on the creation of the digitals for you. And if I get a good rhythm and I get caught up and I feel like I'm getting ahead of the game, and then I might throw in some random journal with me's because I worked on a project, or maybe they're more personal things just to show off what I'm doing, but I'm not as stressed about like the digitals themselves. I definitely have a purple kit. I have things that I want to do personally, like we did with the 2-page spread, that I can just, hey, look what I'm working on, and catch in. But I'm really going to put my emphasis on the business itself and the digitals that I've created for you guys. So we're going to get at it. So to start off with, really quickly, we're going to see what I want to start with. Really quickly. Last week, I think I went ahead and when I was creating this spring bunny collage, that had some emphasis on it, but while I was working on it, I felt that we needed a new set of spring journaling labels. And I was doing somewhat bordered labels within my kits, and then last, late summer, early fall, I had created a bunch of muted everyday journal colors, a little more vintage colors. You had 3 sheets, you had 6 colors, 60 labels, and they had stamps in them, and they were just sort of a nice light bordered journaling label, large, small, stamped, all one color. And it then morphed into sheets of fall, Christmas, winter, and even Valentine's into this year. So the single, half sheets here became a full sheet, and now we're coming back around, and it's spring, and we need new bright colors. So you get 4 pages of warm and cool colored labels. They are like a peony's reddish raspberry. We have a greeny grass. It's not sage, or it's not like an olive. It's like brighter than an olive, but lighter than a neon green. But it's a great spring grass green. Really it is. Now, some of these have stamps. Some of these actually have images that match almost exactly from this kit and the next couple kits that are coming up. All these colors, though, come from Touch of Romance, Blue Victorian, the spring kit, the watercolor kit that's coming. Some of these even may have pulled from a little bit of the coloring from Garden Stroll. So I definitely picked up my spring year colors and made sure that these would all go with anything I have, and of course, hopefully with a number of other kits that you have, that you've been gathering this fall and winter, preparing for spring, or what you had in your kit last year. Because some colors never go out of style. So we have these two. Then we go into the orange, which is, I think I pulled the orange from either the center of the colors, or even from the darkest spot in the roses that I used in the new kit. We have a brighter blue, which actually has one of these puffy little flowers in it. And I can't think of where I pulled the blue from, but I know it's in one of my kits, or it's the most, the strongest color, because everything's pretty muted. This actually had a little bit more of a lavender color in the pickup of my version, but depending on your ink and your printer, it may have a little bit more blue or a little bit more red in it. But again, it's another peonies that was in the kit, and I was able to pull a pink right from it. Now this is more of a muted teal, not quite sage because it has a little bit more gray in it, but it is a nice green, muted color that again picks up from all the kits. It's a great color of the green that's in some of the background pages of the new kit and the collage kit that's to come. And then we do get the blue from the Touch of Blue. Not Touch of Blue, not Touch of Romance either. The Blue Victorian, this is definitely one of the blues out of there with the new butterfly that's in the newest kits. And we have to have our daffodil yellow that matches the butterfly, these cute little flowers that are in a number of the kits that I'm working on today. So we've got our bright, like the yellow and the orange. We've got our muted, like the pink and the green, bright blue, grass green. You have a little bit of everything. You have your warms and your cools. There's 80 different labels here, or 80 labels here, and sets of 10 in each color. So that way you have the same sizes and sort of details in each one. And you're like, oh, I really love that. Oh, but I wish it was in a different color. Oh, look, I have 7 other colors to choose from. And if you like these and you like the concept of them and you don't mind having a lot of the same, you want a good collage cluster of them, go find the the original journaling label set, which is like 3 pages, 60 labels of more of a muted taupes and pinks and bluish grays that are a great set. So the link will be down below, like I always do. Click on Show More or the upside down triangle, and in the description there's always a link for everything I show today, plus the Etsy shop link that is directly, involved with everything that I've got, which is about 110 listings right now, for all the winter and fall, almost all the fall stuff, the winter stuff. It's all been archived. So we're just down to a little bit of Valentine's still. All the spring stuff is in there and back, all my standard things, all the fun things that we enjoy really from, March through September are all, of course, front and center in the kit, in the shop. So this is the Spring Bunny Collage Kit. This kit was 30 plus pages. And it was supposed to start off as a watercolor visual with a little bit of a collage background, but the Collage Pages took over and a whole different look came about. And I put it all together and it was like, there's something off. And I handed it over to Lorette and I said, what is up with this? And she's like, well, those pages go together. She goes, if you put those pages here and you put these pages here, she goes, you really would have 2 different kits. And I said, that's the problem. I've got too many ideas going on and it's not clustering together right. And so luckily I still got this out in time. I almost got delayed, but a larger kit became 2 smaller kits, and they're still 20 plus pages long. It's not like they're like 10 pages and you're done. But Spring Bunny Collage is coming out today for you guys' enjoyment, and then next week you'll get the Watercolor Spring Bouquet Kit, and they're great complementary. They do work together if you wanted to. You could boost the color or reduce the color depending, break it up by putting both kits together. But today I wanted to show you the Spring Bunny Collage, and then next week you guys will get to see the Watercolor Spring Bouquet. And this one will be listed today. Of course, next Tuesday there'll be the other one. And so this is my birthday week, so I'm only getting this one reveal done today for this week, and then I'm taking the rest of the week off since the other kit's ready to go, and I get to just sort of sit back, hang out with my kids, and start prepping, of course, the next kits into April. So as we finish off the month, here is my last big journal kit, and let's give it a shot. There are 11 pages in this kit. Journal pages, journaling, background, distressed, here are your papers. There's 11 of them. This is sort of the main theme. You'll see this a few times over, but in different sort of collaborations, because it was just the fun part of it all. And like I said, coming next week, there'll be collage papers, my background papers. That will be a great way to enhance this if you want. Could come out sooner. We'll see. I haven't finished it all because that was the smallest set that was pulled from all of this, and I have to, of course, enhance it some more. So, okay, so we have a couple pages where we have some journaling space within the page where it's nice and lightened out. You can write on it, stamp on it, gratitude, whatever you need to do in these pages. You do have that possibility, and this bunny is absolutely adorable. It was the last minute addition, and he is the star of the show. He is just absolutely adorable. I saw him and I went, oh my gosh, you blend so well with this. And then I had made some adjustments and was able to blend him in right into the wreath. And he's now eating, the pretty flowers. He decided he didn't want lettuce anymore. It was time to munch on some flowers. Now, one of your pages here is a background journal page. It's nice and light. It's one of my collages that was just sort of layers of papery and lace. And so I just sort of clouded out the areas and gave you some lines so that you had the ability to back every one of these pages with this journal page and make it a real easy flip journal if you wanted, or left the journaling space and still covered the bottom. You could layer with this and still have writing area. It is a very light page though. It is. It may print a little darker on yours or it may print lighter depending on your printer. But it is a nice light page, just a little something without being white, but you can do it. So the next one does, again, have more journaling space. I took the vintage papers that are lined and not, well, no one's lined, but you can't tell, lined it or not, and gave you, again, writing space, gratitudes, places to layer with stamps, and felt you could sort of spotlight it and not feel like it just blended in. And there's number 2. So now, this is what the funny part is. This page started out just a simple writing space, and I went to grab the bunny, as you see in the first page. He was supposed to be shrunk down to here, but Graphic Fairy gives us these images sometimes really large. And I copied it out of one file, and I plopped it into this one, and that's where he landed. He literally landed right there. And I was like, it's so cute. Did the tweaking, did my layering, got the wreath to go around him. Looks like he's sort of hugging the frame over here. He looks like he's munching on lettuce, but it's almost like he's starting to work off the lettuce, the leaves off the frame. He was beautiful. I know he's huge. If you fold him, he's literally going to be, no ears on this side, and he's going to have his ears on that end. But it would make a gorgeous, cute little laminated placemat. It could be laminated or framed and be put on your wall for an Easter decoration or a spring decor if this happens to match your house. You could even just cut him out and use one piece. If you want to put a small, maybe a small spine, he could be a cute cover piece. I think he has a lot of potential being so big that, no, it's not your standard page that you'd fold in half, but I think he'd be a fun piece to use in another way, and I think he's, to put your favorite gratitude, your favorite quote, something springy here, then frame him. I think he'd be great on the wall, in your workspace, in your bedroom, wherever it fit and inspired you. He's sort of just a fun page to have in the kit to use in many different ways. Then we go into more of our collage pages where I'm just layering the botanicals. I'm layering the butterflies and the critters on here. Again, just sort of adding to the emphasis of that's already there. Where you can continue or just, it's just a page. It's nice. It's just a page in your book, and it's nice and busy, and it just, fills the page as you go on to the next one that you may want to decorate up. We go lighter, where you pick up more of the greens and the yellows. It's collage, it's botanical, it's floral. We have bunnies checking out florals. We have snails that are sitting on little snails on little flowers and reaching up for a dinner. Butterflies again with our flowers. I just love the lightness, the light airiness of all of this. Forgive that background. But then we get that little bit of pop of color again, like we did on the second page, and we get these gorgeous vases, because it's all about pulling out the glass vases and filling them with botanicals, filling them with flowers as things are blooming in the yard. You want to bring that color in, sort of warm us up and brighten us up from the winter. We have our little bunnies, we have our caterpillars, we have our butterflies again. These areas are framed. They're not lined up like they were before. They're more of like a light just decor, but it does give you a spot to sort of spotlight something. You could put our labels here. You could put your words here, my spring definitions here. You could find ways to just add more to it and feel like you're layering up by having this bordered frame sort of already in place. And I love this background. It is a fun piece with the layers of writing paper over, I'm assuming, a French program, lace that's been stamped in a weird ink that I layered up on. Then we get back to the original page. Now this page does seem really prominent, and it is prominent in this one. It was the color scheme that just seemed to take the whole kit in the right direction, which is why my watercolor flowers did not. My watercolor flowers did not quite blend with this. They were too bright for this, and I kept trying to blend them together. And the kit was big, but it didn't have the coherency. And so we pulled back and went, wait a minute, those could go there, and let's tweak that page, and let's pull these over here, and couple tweaks, and I had 9 pages later. So this is a fun one. Again, it really easy, gives you the ability. You can flip this in and make it a centerpiece. That's the other thing. That big bunny. If you didn't want to lose him, you could make him the center of your signature. He could be your decorative page. You could fold him inward, and when you open it, that would be the center of your book, and that would actually make a really fun middle to your signature. And then we have the standard collage page. You can use as a background piece if you want to make this your background to some of these pages, and then you could put your pockets on here. You could put your belly bands on here. You could layer it how you saw fit if you wanted to back some of the decorative pages with it. Otherwise, use it, cut it up, cluster it, collage it, make it another emphasis, make more journal cards out of it, whatever you wanted to do. Now, the last 2 pages of this PDF of the papers is the background page, is the distressed ink colors that I've been doing. I pulled the green one from my 12-page kit, and then I created you a pink sort of raspberry that pulls from all these colors in this one. So you had a choice on how you wanted to back your ephemera. Now, I don't know who it is. There it is. I kept using it. So I pulled the green one that I love from my 12-page pack and gave it to you guys in here, and then created this pink raspberry. It's still very light so that it's easy to use, but it pulls from, here we go, it pulls from the colors of the roses that are pretty prominent in this kit. So these are the last 2 pages in that first PDF. Now, we have 12 pages of ephemera. Sort of my new number here. I was at 10 for the longest time, and lately adding in the fussy cuts and some of the smaller embellishments have led to more of a 12-page kit on this end. So your second PDF is the ephemera. Sorry, my nose is getting all plugged up. And we have the larger belly bands with a circular image. In this case, it's flowers. Fall, it was pumpkins. I've done a couple other things. That's what I'm missing. Oh, no, I put it in the other kit. That's why. Never mind. I was like, I'm missing something. And I am. There's a page in the other kit that when we pulled from this, one of the elements went into another side. I was like, wait a minute. Anyway, so belly band with a large thing, butterfly, fussy cuts, and then one of my favorite pockets. Some people call it a coin pocket. I like to put the mini embellishments in here, like making up the whole envelope. Making up the envelope and start stuffing things in it, and then stuffing the whole thing into a good pocket in the cover or back cover, or you just have another large pocket somewhere. This is a great thing to tuck in with with some of these little guys in there, so you don't lose all the pieces. Then we have the stackable corner pockets that I've been loving to use because I just think they have a lot of great uses, and I'll show you a new way to use one of these later in the show. We have the new cornered square pocket with a pocket punch. Some of you have a pocket punch. This will fit nicely in it. Otherwise, because it is nice and clean and straight, hopefully you guys can do that with the scissors. And then I took my usual scalloped pocket, accidentally grabbed the piece that makes it a scallop, and ended up putting color in it. I didn't mean to, but when I did it, I paused because it made me remember lately in the Touch of Romance and the blue Touch of Romance and in the next kit, we've been doing those sort of faux fold down scallops edges on the pockets, like as if you printed on the back and you folded it down, which we don't, we're gluing it on. But this one sort of gave me that feel. It became more of a little pocket with a scallop edge on it. Now you can either cut that grain off, don't worry about it, keep it to my usual scalloped edge pocket to layer back on, or cut the whole square out and you have this to brush a little distress on it. It has a nice shadow on it, so it looks like it is folded over as another layer. Make it a pocket. Now you could even back this whole thing with a piece of construction paper or whatever, and carefully with an X-Acto knife, you could slit right along here after you glue it down. Slit it first. Carefully slit it and then glue it down to where you're gluing up here and you're gluing here, and you're technically gluing on the back side, but not this curve right here on the green side. If you slit it just right, you could then tuck little things in underneath the scallop, and then you have the backing on it to where you can make it a full pocket onto the page. So anyway, I'll have to play with that one day and show you what I mean. But I was just thinking about it. We could sort of still play with it and add layers to it and make it a fun tuck scalloped pocket. But it's up to you. You can cut it off and do make it look like I always do. You can cut the square, make it look like something's folded over, but in reality it's all one piece. Or you can sort of do some work to it and make it useful. But that's just me playing around with stuff. We have our trifold like we always do. The three large tags. Again, you cut it all as one, fold it, distress it. You've got a nice little booklet. Trifold booklet that you can play with and make it a standalone. You can cut them up individually and tuck them into a large journal. We have our washi band right there. It's not really a belly band because it's too long to make a belly band unless you want to cut it to fit, which you can do if or you could edge a piece of paper. All kinds of fun, elements for this that help just, it's like I said, it's a washi band or a skinny belly band, whatever works for you. Then we have our double tags. Again, simple fold down the middle. You can close them up and glue it so you have an instantly backed journal card that's really decorative and you don't have to do anything with it. Just add some lace to the top, maybe an extra word or label, and you've got both sides. But if you want to journal in, of course, you'll leave it open, fold it down the middle, make sure you back it with your favorite, whatever favorite color you want, or on copy dyed paper, and you have a little, double tag folded journaling space. Got two of those. We have our trifold little mini scalloped tag trifold piece that I've been doing lately. Fold it down, score it down those two little slots, and it's a cute little fold out piece that you can put a favorite memory in or a quick little quote. And then you have three, of course, separate scallop mini tags where you put a little grommet in there, a little hole punch, you put it on a bold pen, you add a charm to it, do a little bit of lace on the bottom, and you've got a great little dangle. Watch Lorette, she does it all the time, and they're really cute. You have my 4 large journal cards, as we always have. Trying to keep an eye on this. 4 large journal cards. You have 2 horizontal and 2 vertical. So we've got pops of color, and of course we have our standard greens and creams that we've been doing. We have my 6 standard journal cards that are more small to medium. Again, these 2 are vertical if you want them to be. They're very obviously just because of the writing on a vertical stance. Otherwise, you have the other 4 horizontal. All are great. There's plenty of space on that to decorate. There's still room in all these areas to add words and labels, lace and decor to fancy it up or keep it as simple as you want. Another belly band washi. My file folder that I always do. This is my scallop. This is my scallop clutch. Purse envelope, a mini version, of course, a smaller version. Normally I do a full page, where you've got a nice plain simple back to decorate as you see fit. This should be really pretty laid over that for some detail, and of course the front has got a nice amount of color. We have the large file folder, or not file folder, 4 flap envelope. Too many of the same TH things. The large one, I did love this collage page where it had this little guy in the corner. So you've got some, the picture's upright. When you do it, you have them in a nice little angle. You've got the little guys going here and plenty of room to decorate it, as I'll show you here in the end. We've got the belly band. And then we have 3 pages of ephemera and small embellishments. So you've got smaller journal cards, things to layer with, things to tuck into, more ways to, decorate. A nice little square frame piece, which my 1.5-inch hole punch coins fit nicely, I believe, into this, to give it sort of a new border and a new look, and just pieces to work with. I gave you the lovely wreath that I was using on the pages, and as another layering technique and another way to, if you can get in here and cut these out on the inside, all the power to you. Otherwise, distress it, put this on cream paper, whatever you need to do to grunge it up to work for you for a vintage look. I left mine white on my little project. But I don't mind the white because we do have a lot of white flowers for contrast in this kit. And that was out of sync, that's why. This is on quite an embellishment page, but we do have 2 bunnies on it. We have another large, wide washi band with another round element in the inside with another flower. I try to make sure that the petals that were on the outside were the easiest to cut out. 2 more larger journal cards that are bordered, have a cluster of goodies on them, but have plenty of space to decor or write on front and back. Then there we go, back to our embellishments. Here we have a top half of the stamp ticket coins that I've been doing. I have 2 pages of those out right now. One are the Victorian ladies and one is all the butterfly. So I just took the top half and sort of replaced it with all the elements, the butterflies, the bunnies, the flowers, and the vases from this kit. And then you still have your flags, some more bordered labels, and tabs that I usually put within the kit. I'm trying to get better at clustering these guys so you don't need to back this, because it's always hard when you have something large on the bottom that you want to back, but you're wasting all this ink on the top because you don't really need to back your embellishments. So I'm trying to regroup things and sort of give you guys a new feel, so we're at, you're only backing what you need to back and you're not putting ink on everything, or you're not feeling like I want these on white paper, but maybe I want those other pieces on coffee dyed or something else, and you're like, well, trying to help narrow out your reprinting the best I can. And last but not least is the page of fussy cuts. So there is a taupey shadowed edge to all of these to help you, 1, find where the white ends, and 2, just help you when you are cutting it, you don't feel like you have a lot of that whiteness around it that you feel like you have to try to over distress or over ink to get what you want. So we have 2 sizes of the single roses that were used. We have some vases, the vase cluster, my bunny clusters, the bunnies, the bunny clusters, the butterflies. We have the 2 daisies. We have my cluster that I threw together that you do see just a little bit in this kit. It's not as prominent, but it did show up. And since they are all the flowers I use individually in the pages, I did sort of come up with a cute cluster to help pull these flowers onto your ephemera as you see fit. So those are the 12 pages of ephemera, and I'm trying to keep this short to you guys. So 12 pages of ephemera, 11 papers for this lovely spring bunny kit. Bunnies are prominent, especially this little guy, which I adore. He was a last minute addition to the kit, and I just love him, and I'm so glad I added him to it. So we have that. I showed you the 80 labels for spring, right? The spring journaling labels that you get, 8 beautiful colors, 10 labels for each. And really quick, the journal with me end of it all is I had extra printouts because we printed this kit and then made all the changes to it. I had all these extras. So showing you, taking that 4-flap envelope, adding the labels, some flowers, some mesh. I cut that wreath out. I didn't distress it because of the white. I felt I could have the white backgrounds, but at any point it gets to me, I can always just put a little ink over it and make it, not so prominent. And instead of sealing this as a 4-flap envelope, I made a quick little pop open ephemera secret hide-a-hole spot. I think this would make a great Happy Mail piece, a giveaway, a thank you. If you share Happy Mail with friends who do a lot of journaling with you, and then maybe you want to share some stuff, take any of the small ephemera that you get from any of my kits or anybody's kits and cut them out and stick them into something. Now, I used one of my oopsies, I guess we'll call it, corners, and I simply cut a smidge off the edge, made it fit, glued around it, and stuck in all the ephemera. So I wouldn't lose it. I wouldn't misplace it. And as I needed to start filling a journal, I could pull it from here, distress it, plop it where I want it, layer it up, and I'd have it easily accessible. But when I was going through this, I thought, wouldn't this make the cutest way as a giveaway, or as a thank you, or as a Happy Mail. So sorry, guys. As a Happy Mail to a fellow journaler. So gather all your fun French ephemera that you've shrunk down, you caught up, maybe you have a bunch of pieces left over you didn't use, tuck it in really cutely, use a pocket, any of your pockets, anything that'll fit. But I know my stackable corners almost fit in here in this size 4-flap that I create. Like I said, you just have to cut off a little bit off the edge, and it works really cute. And you can put these square and rectangle pieces, and I mean, I stacked it just right, and everything's pretty stout. Everything sort of holds the next thing in place, and I thought it was just the cutest idea. So just a thought, another way to use the envelopes. No one says it has to be an envelope or has to be a pocket. The flaps become fold outs, the flaps become hide the holes. The flaps can be glued down and used as purpose. But I love this idea of just opening it up, and there's this little surprise inside full of cute usable pieces. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining me today at the last week of March. This will be the last video of the month. You'll have to forgive me, those of you who've been watching me, the new experiments with the 9 and 12 o'clock viewings were an experiment, and it didn't quite go the way I was hoping. So we'll be back to this. This was 6 a.m. and we will be on the 6 a.m. kick from here on out. We'll stick to that. I know there's a lot going on at 5 and 6 o'clock Pacific Standard Time every morning, but this way I'm in there, and if you get time to watch me, great. If you need to watch me later, at least it's sitting there waiting for you instead of waiting for me. And all next month in April, we'll be back to 6 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, and I will be doing a bunch of reveals. I have about 8 reveal videos scheduled for you guys that will show kit after kit after kit, whether it's a quick set, whether it's a full journal kit, or something in between. As things are being designed on a weekly basis, I will then pop on and show you guys what's going on. There might be a journal with me here and there, and maybe something like this where I just showed you what I made. If something you really like and you want more info on it, I guess I could try to throw a journal with me in there. But for all of my newbies and all of my loyal followers, we're going to be a month of just digital reveals, showing you what I've been creating, getting caught up, trying to get ahead of the game. And then I get a moment, and I happen to design something, or I'm working on something, I'll throw a quick craft with me in there, but it won't be a scheduled thing like it's been. Thursdays will sort of go away for the moment, and we're going to stick to Tuesday, Wednesdays. So every other week will be Tuesday or Wednesday, and you'll get, well, not 8, I think we have 4 kits. We have four Tuesday, Wednesday groupings that I'll be doing, and then if something else comes out that week, you would get a second video, on a Tuesday or a Thursday, if I do a journal with me. So the next one will be next Tuesday. There'll be the second addition to this one. This is Spring Bunny Collage. I really want to get it out. The next one is a watercolor spring bouquet kit, and that journal kit is what was the other half of what I was trying to accomplish with this one. And they will go well together. You could still blend them together. And with that, I will also release a more background collage set with that one. So I hope you will come and join me. I hope you'll love, like, comment. Make sure your notifications are on. Make sure you subscribe to this if you just found me by chance. I really appreciate it. If you've been watching me and sort of keeping an eye on everything, I hope you'll continue to join in and share the love. For every like and comment lets YouTube know that someone is watching and that I'm meant to be on here, and you guys are curious what's going on. Make sure you check below though in my link or Linktree link, so you can find me on all my social media, so you can get sneak peeks before things come up on Instagram and Facebook. Check me out every so often on my Crafters of a Jewel Design, so that if you are creating things with my kits, we'd love to have you share. Please ask for an invite. I'll be more than happy to invite you in and have you share what you've created that happens to have some of my kit involved in it. We want to see what's going on. We want to be inspired, and we love to see what you come up with. So thank you again, Spring Bunny Collage and Spring Journaling Labels. And last but not least, really quick before I go, I know I'm catching on, but I almost forgot. It is my birthday week, like I said, so this is the only video for this week. Birthday is tomorrow. And so because of that, I started a spring birthday sale yesterday. So if you're in my Etsy shop, take a look. Everything that has the word spring in it is 15% off. And a few other pieces that I feel go with it, but I didn't quite put the word spring in the title. There's probably 20 plus pieces that are for sure on sale for 15% off. And please go grab it. The new kit's on there. The new spring labels are on there. The Touch of Romance. I think the Blue Victorian. And word dictionary pieces, pages, papers, anything spring, bright, loving that would go is on sale right now. It'll be on sale this week and into next week because I want the new kits also on that sale. I just couldn't get everything released today. So please watch, please subscribe, please go check out the Etsy. Make sure you favorite the shop. Keep an eye on the sales. Take a chance. Find something new. Add it to something you have. Maybe it's the right addition. And, take advantage of that 15% off. For I don't do the higher sales for that often. So thank you so much for joining, liking, loving, commenting, notifications, watching everything, linking to everything. And I hope you'll continue to follow along as we go into spring and summer at the original time frame at 6 a.m. And we'll get back to that and see how everything goes. So thank you again so much. Love you all. And we will talk super soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.